Today we'll look at the campus-wide This Is Emerson protest.
And we'll have the latest updates on the deadly attack on U.S. troops in Niger.
And Trump's contentious tweet about a Gold Star family.
All that and more today, Wednesday, October 25th. Good morning, I'm Clark Kent, aka Ross Ketschke.
And I'm Maegan Cullinan, aka Hugh Hefner. And today is our Halloween special, so we are going to be interviewing magician Ben Zabin, and he's going to be teaching us the tricks of his trade and amazing us with his spooky magic.
Along with that, Kate Nelson will be showing us how to make some super cool Halloween makeup.
And Cassie Mamalakis will be showing us some of the spookiest places in Boston with GME Uncovers.
Before we get to that, let's take a look at this morning's top headlines. Yesterday, students took to the dining hall, the Paramount Theater, and other public spaces on campus to protest a range of issues here at Emerson College. The This Is Emerson campaign is demanding change to the way that the school treats students of color and overall race relations here on campus. The campaign started with a petition that was spread over social media. The petition is demanding stronger cultural competency, a more diverse student body and faculty, as well as higher accountability for students. The petition has garnered more than 1,000 signatures so far. The movement is encouraging a student walkout in which hundreds of students left their classes and marched into a faculty meeting. There, students expressed their grievances to college officials. Organizers then led a sit-in inside the student dining center, where students band together and chanted for more equal opportunities. Many students of color spoke about their feelings and experiences of Emerson College failing to create a safe and equal space that they deserve. The movement has been met with support from the student body, but there has been no comment from any Emerson faculty.
We're learning new information about the deadly attack on U.S. forces in Niger earlier this month. Chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, General Dunford, released a new timeline of the attack this Monday. Dunford's report says the Green Berets were on their way back to their operating base when they were attacked by 50 ISIS fighters. The troops called for additional support roughly 30 minutes after the firefight began. French Mirage jets arrived for air support but were unable to identify enemy targets. General Dunford was also unable to confirm that reports of one of the fallen soldiers' bodies was recovered more than a mile away from where the battle took place. 4 U.S. and 5 Nigerian soldiers were killed in the attack. The Trump administration has received harsh backlash from both sides of the aisle for their lack of transparency following the attack.
Well, another day, another President Donald Trump controversy. Recently, Sergeant LaDavid Johnson was one of those soldiers killed in Niger, and President Trump placed a condolence call to his widow, Maisha Johnson. In that call, he failed to remember the sergeant's name and even told Maisha that her husband knew what he was signing up for. In her first public comments about that phone call, Maisha made to Good Morning America last week, she said that she is still waiting for answers on the circumstances surrounding her husband's death and is looking for answers as to why President Trump could not remember her husband's name. She discussed about what she spoke with during that phone call with the president and how his comments only made her more upset and put her at the center of a national controversy. Earlier this week, the president tweeted about that phone call and heavily defended himself, denying any truth behind Maisha's accounts of that call. He said he had a very respectful conversation with the widow of Sergeant David LaJohnson and spoke his name from the very beginning without hesitation. However, President Trump is denying facts that have been corroborated by Representative Frederica Wilson, Johnson's aunt and custodial mother. Several public officials have condemned the president's behavior behind this controversy.
The Environmental Protection Agency has drastically increased security around Director Scott Pruitt following a series of death threats. Officials from the EPA say Pruitt has received 4 to 5 times more death threats than his predecessor. Pruitt has approved the hiring and training of 12 new agents for around-the-clock protection. The cost for those new agents' salaries alone could be more than $2 million. This spending increase comes amidst a proposal to cut the agency's total budget by 30%. Pruitt's travel spending has also come into question in recent weeks, as he and other members of the Trump cabinet have used government planes to charter flights throughout the United States. Pruitt insists that the extra security measures meet the threats and that he and his staff face, and the agency is capable of achieving its mission on a trimmed budget.
Now we'll take a look outside with our weather correspondent, Giuliana Bruno. How's it looking out there, Giuliana?
Thanks, guys. In weather news here in the Northeast, the unusually warm temperatures have officially coined us the term autumn. Kind of like regular fall, but way warmer than it's supposed to be. Now, temperatures in the Northeast have soared between 6 and 8 degrees higher than what is normal for this month, according to officials from the National Weather Service. Sadly, the balmy autumn weather today has come to a screeching halt with the presence of rain and clouds. We'll see highs in the upper 60s and lows in the upper 50s. Although it is very humid today, we will not be seeing much sun. The rain will follow us to Thursday with highs in the lower 60s and lows in the upper 40s, but things will clear up by Friday just in time for a Halloween weekend. Skies will be clear and sunny and warm, but at nighttime things will definitely cool down, so you're going to want to throw in a jacket before you go out trick-or-treating in Beacon Hill. That's all I have for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Giuliana. When we come back, the top entertainment stories with Jose.
Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson. We're here with our entertainment correspondent, Jose. So what are we going to be talking about today?
So today, we're going to be talking about the hashtag Justice for Janet that arose after Justin Timberlake's Super Bowl halftime announcement, the cancellation of ESPN's show Barstool Van Talk, and Lily Reinhart's racially insensitive tweet. So, the Justice for Janet hashtag was created in defense of Janet Jackson after Justin Timberlake announced that he would be performing at the Super Bowl. So, to give some background, Timberlake exposed Janet's breasts during the halftime performance in front of 143.6 million viewers. This move caused Jackson to be blacklisted from major music outlets such as MTV, VH1, and many radio stations across America, while leaving his career relatively unscathed. Timberlake has yet to take responsibility for the part he played, claiming that he probably got 10% of the blame. So especially in this time where women are standing up to sexual humiliation, do you think Timberlake should apologize to Jackson? Do you think someone else should be hosting the Super Bowl instead?
I think he definitely should have apologized, but I'm honestly surprised it didn't happen earlier, right? Like right after it happened?
14 years ago?
Yeah, like
this was
14
a
years
long
ago.
time ago.
I would hope so.
And also, when it happened, it was before the age of social media, where someone could just come out immediately and make a tweet saying that they were sorry. So it was a little bit of a different time, but especially now that he's being thrust kind of back into the situation, I think something definitely has to be said.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, like, the least he could do is, like, invite her back on stage for the Super Bowl performance, because, like, he really sent her down a downhill spiral.
Exactly, and his career went so far upward, too. It's insane.
Right. And not even just in music. Since then, he's had a very successful acting career. He has a line of clothing as well that does very well for himself. And
Just trying
it
to
all
bring
kinda
sexy
started from
back.
All right, next topic. So ESPN has canceled its show Barstool Van Talk after one episode because of internal pressures between them and the Barstool site. The Barstool Sports website is known for their irreverence, and they can be cited for racist and misogynistic comments. They've made negative comments toward ESPN and their staffers, which may have led to ESPN severing their ties. So do you guys think that ESPN made the right choice by canceling their show? Do you think that Barstool's faults can be overlooked?
Well, you know, I'd love to ask you guys, because I know you're the big sports guys. Did you watch the show?
I loved Barstool, and listening to Pardon My Take has been something I wake up to my roommates listening to every morning. And if you look at how many ESPN guests they have on every week, you'll see 2 or 3. Scott Van Pelt is always on, and lots of other guys. I mean, ESPN and Barstool, they are friends. They work together. You see PFT hanging out with ESPN guys. So I think they were just trying to fuse it and get to that 18 to 34 demographic of the young men that Barstool does so well reaching. And at that 1 a.m. time, I thought it was a good move for ESPN, trying to make sure that they could try to appeal to the guys later, the younger generation later on. But them kind of rescinding it is almost worse for ESPN and a good look for Barstool, because it gives them more publicity and popularity, and they'll still have the #1 sports podcast with Pardon My Take. And ESPN, meanwhile, just looks like they couldn't figure out what they were doing.
Right, and don't get me wrong, whereas Barstool Sports absolutely has its problems, part of it is supposed to be satirical. They're almost jabbing fun at their demographic of how they're kind of the really jockey, almost overly macho sports fans, and they're kind of trying to parody that in a way. That's not to say they don't take it too far from time to time, but where ESPN is slipping and Barstool is doing well, I don't know if it's a good look on ESPN.
They're just trying to be a comedy site.
Yeah. So next topic, Riverdale actress Lily Reinhart tweeted a Halloween costume idea of a woman in a black bodysuit with black paint over her skin, appearing to be some sort of demon. She tweeted it with the caption, "Found my Halloween costume, inspired by the color of my soul." The tweet was met by outraged fans accusing her of promoting blackface. She has since deleted the tweet and sent out an apology that stated she didn't think it would be interpreted as racially insensitive. So what are your opinions on this? What are your opinions on blackface as part of a Halloween costume? Do you think she was trying to convey blackface with her costume idea?
I mean, definitely no on blackface as a Halloween costume,
Yeah,
right?
that's a given.
I mean, I'm surprised because I feel like she's gotten a lot of love, especially since her role on Riverdale, right? And this is probably her biggest controversy, like so far, definitely, if any controversy has come before this, right?
Right.
I think we just got to stick to superheroes, right, Ross?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so where are your guys' costumes?
Well, I think we got Jordan Belfort right here. And I am actually hiding my costume because it's my secret identity. I am Mr. Clark Kent underneath it all. So, yeah. Although, don't tell anybody, though, because Lex Luthor's looking for me.
Keep it on the DL.
All right, well, it was great chatting with you guys right now. Now let's go over to Cassie as she uncovers some of the most haunted places in and around Boston.
Today, in honor of Halloween, we will be going to a bunch of different haunted places around Boston. The first thing that you should know, though, is that people were actually hanged in the Boston Commons. Okay, I hate scary and freaky things, so this should be extra fun. Let's go. Our first stop on our haunted tour is the King's Chapel Burying Ground, also known as the worst place to rest in peace. This is Boston's oldest cemetery, started in the 1630s, and even though it is a cemetery, it really isn't that quiet here. Grave diggers had to chop off a woman's head to make her fit into a small space and bury someone alive. Although those things are pretty freaky and haunted and terrifying, the worst part is that visitors report themselves feeling watched. So on that note, I'm really getting freaked out, so let's go. I am here in the North End, right outside of Union Oyster House. Union Oyster House is actually the oldest operating restaurant in America. It's crazy. But rumor has it that John F. Kennedy still haunts these walls to this day. It's not just the walls that he haunts, though, it's also the bathrooms. So this does look like an incredible place to eat, and I can't wait to eat here. But my one word of advice is if you don't like scary things, I suggest you use the bathroom before you come. But come try it out. Okay, so even though I hate scary things, I really want to go in and see what's in there. So wish me luck, I'm going into the bathroom. Hi, I'm here on the Harvard campus, right outside the Harry Elkins Widener Memorial Library. This library was founded by Eleanor Widener, who escaped the Titanic. However, her son wasn't so lucky, and in his memory, she donated $2 million to create this library. His portrait has been hanging on these walls for years. There was a time, though, when it was removed and the building started to crumble. Staffers then quickly put a photograph of that portrait up in the same place, and so far, things have been good. However, it's said that the Widener family still haunts this library to this day. Well, our last stop today is here at the Omni Parker House. The Omni Parker House is actually the most well-known haunted place in Boston. The reason why it's so haunted, though, is because the elevator is known for randomly stopping on the 3rd floor, and it's been doing that ever since an actress died there in 1876. It actually inspired Stephen King's book, 1408, which is crazy. This place is also known to the Boston cream pie. It's home to it. It originated here. So while I do suggest coming here to try that out, I don't suggest coming here and sleeping on that floor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson. I'm here with a very talented musician, Ben Zabin, and we're so excited to have you here on GME. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Ross. This is great.
So how did you first get started with magic?
Yeah, I got a magic set when I was like 4 years old, and that just kind of kicked it off from there. Growing up, I was really shy. I had a big speech impediment, and magic kind of gave me the confidence to grow into the person I am.
When was the first time that you performed in front of like a real crowd, someone other than just maybe your mom and dad?
I started doing like birthday party shows.
Oh, wow,
Whenever I was
okay.
like 7, I was like making $50 on the weekend. It was amazing. And then like that kind of grew into bar mitzvahs and bigger shows, corporate events, resorts, and just went up from there.
Oh, wow, that's really cool. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the
Yeah.
trick that you have in store for us later today. But before we get to that, we've got lots of cool stuff on the way. Now let's take a look over with, for some heartwarming stories from Bet You Didn't Know. Here she is with your next segment, Bet You Didn't Know.
Thanks, Ross. I bet you didn't know these stories that will cheer you up today. Recently, pigs have been running wild on a freeway in Dallas, Texas, due to a hog hauler truck crashing. The cause of the accident is still unknown, but it's certain that fuel spilled everywhere and close to 2,000 pigs were released. After the crash, the pigs ran loose and it led to traffic being backed up for miles. Thankfully, the police and water department crew were able to catch all of the missing pigs, and every single one was brought back without any major injuries. Also, the UK has experienced their hottest weather in 40 years last week. The result of this was students rebelling against their school district's school uniform policies that require them to wear long, warm clothing. In protest of this no shorts policies, male students made a courageous fashion statement by wearing the girls' skirts uniform to survive the heat, instead of their regular uniform pants. This bold statement was met with a lot of praise for several boys that chose to make the striking fashion choice. And that's all we have for you today. Hopefully these stories give you a little joy to get you through the rest of the week. We'll be right back after this break.
Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson. Now we're going to go over to Kate Nelson to learn how to do some spooky Halloween makeup. Check it out.
Happy Halloween! I'm here with Daniela Roberge, and we today are going to be doing a little makeup tutorial. I'm a cowboy currently, and she's going to make me look really spooky and scary. So you are taking a makeup class here, am I correct?
Yeah, Emerson has one makeup class for the theater department. Half a semester is makeup for theater, the other half is makeup for film. And being that I'm pursuing special effects makeup as a career here, it's like one of the coolest things I've gotten to take.
So let's get spooky.
All right, so what we're doing is you have 3 colors: blood red, midnight violet, and goldenrod. Pretty common special effects colors. And what you do is close your eye. You paint the inside corners and highlight the outside and spread it around with your finger. Because when you have a bruise, and we're going for a black eye, what you basically have is different stages of healing. So the yellows are actually the last stage of healing, which you do first when it comes to the makeup. And then you switch to blood red and go in blending. Most of special effects is blending. A lot of people don't realize. And also, it's like way easier than people think. Like anybody at home can do all of this.
So in doing this, did you kind of do like regular makeup stuff at, like in the beginning, like kind of eyeshadow and like that kind of thing?
No, the opposite. I like never do my own makeup. Like I started at a haunted house. I worked for a school for autism, and it was their annual fundraiser every year. And then from there, we all just kind of picked it up, and I was makeup director at my high school, won some awards, and like really fell in love with it, and I just kind of stuck with it from there. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make like a really tiny little cut just to the point of impact. We're just gonna be like right about here. And whenever you're doing cuts, it's like the easiest thing in the world. You just take water-based paint, black first. That's very important. I would not do the opposite. And you just draw the small little line, and all you're gonna do is wait for that to dry for like 2 seconds. And you're going to do the same exact thing just right over top of it in red. And what that does is it creates dimension and layer, and you really don't have to worry about anything besides just that little point. So that just stays there. And then when you're ready for blood and stuff, what you're going to do is we have 2 different kinds. We have thick blood, and then we have dark blood. This is like congealed and gross and will look wet even after it's dry. And all you do is I'm going to use this, so I don't have to get my fingers sticky and gross, is you take it, whether you use a Q-tip, a paintbrush, and you just lay it right over top of where you want it.
That is sticky stuff, folks.
Yeah, you'll definitely be able to feel it. And you just press it on however you want it. And then for the bloody nose, it's a very, very similar concept. You literally just take the black, you're going to have to go up your nose for like a second.
Okay.
Just paint the inside. It's gonna feel weird, yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. Yep.
Woo! Living the dream.
That's as simple as it gets, folks. That's like pretty basic.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is, folks. Now I am a cowboy who got in a fight. Thank you so much for being here and teaching us a little bit about makeup today. If you have if any of you guys want to see her other work, I'm sure you can follow her on Instagram.
Daniela.spfx.
A little plug right there. And happy Halloween. I hope you guys have a great Halloween weekend. Thank you.
Whoa, that is wicked, wicked, wicked cool. I definitely want to try that for Halloween. So now let's check in with Joe for our sports update.
Thanks, guys. A lot has happened in the last few days in sports. Let's get started. Super Bowl 51 ended in spectacular fashion, but the rematch of the Pats' 5th Super Bowl win did not when New England hosted the Falcons Sunday night. The Pats cruised to a convincing 23-7 victory, even navigating a heavy fog that set in during the second half. With the win, the Pats are now in a 3-way tie for the AFC lead. And earlier in the day, the league lost a Titan. Prior to left tackle Joe Thomas exiting Cleveland's game against Tennessee in the third quarter, the 11-year vet had played every offensive snap of his career in Cleveland, good for a run of 10,363 snaps. It's an NFL record. The 10-time Pro Bowler suffered a torn left tricep and will be sidelined for the remainder of the season. And the Red Sox have hired a new manager, luring bench coach Alex Cora from Houston, a day after the Astros eliminated the Yankees in the ALCS. Cora, who won a World Series with Boston in '07, will replace former skipper John Farrell, who won back-to-back pennants for the Sox. And finally, in Emerson sports, this Saturday, it's senior day for men's and women's soccer and volleyball. ECS will be broadcasting all 3 contests in our first ever college game day broadcast. Action will kick off at noon. Check us out on Facebook for more info. That's it for sports this week. Now back to you, Megan and Ross.
Thanks, Joe. We can always count on you. And now please welcome magician Ben Zabin with his magical card trick.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
So what exactly are we going to be doing here today?
I'm going to teach you guys a trick.
All right.
Yeah,
Very
I'll show it to you first, and I'll teach y'all how it works. It's really easy.
Love it.
Megan, we got some cards. Reach on in and grab any one you want. It really doesn't matter.
Cool.
Yeah, perfect. I'm going to ask you to make this official for me.
Sure.
And sign your name right across the face of the card. Yeah, really big, so that people watching can see it.
You got
Just
it.
so you know that that's the only card in the world with her name on it. Yeah,
Fair
really,
enough.
really big. And then once you got it, show the camera just so we can recognize it when we see it in a bit.
back?
Perfect. Yep, the Jack of Spades. I'll show that to you guys first, and I'll teach you how it works. I'll grab that from you, Megan. Check it. I'll put your Jack of Spades right about here, and then we'll lose it right about there in the center of the deck, and it's going to happen pretty quick, guys, so
Okay.
don't blink. Here we go. Megan, your card's gone from the deck. Yeah, it's not on the top, it's not in the middle, it's not on the bottom. Your card flew out of the deck, landed it in your right pants pocket, Ross. I'm totally kidding, but that would have been a really good trick.
That would have been...
I'm not that good. I'm not that good.
I was just so taken back.
It did fly out of the deck, though. It flew out of the deck. It landed right over here, inside of my pocket, right
my
there,
God.
Jack of Spades. So I got
Whoa.
to admit, that's an easy trick. That uses a secret move. Yeah, that secret
Okay.
move is this. Check it out. This is a secret move. All you got to do is this. Yeah, doing that causes your Jack of Spades, Megan, to fly out of the deck and land in the pocket.
Wow,
And I'm hanging
okay.
around. I'll do it slowly. Here you go, your Jack of Spades, Megan. Check it out. Push that in for me, Ross. Yeah, perfect. Here you go. Secret move. Did y'all see it go that time?
No.
It went, yeah, one card flew out of the pack, landed right back over here. The Jack of Spades.
This dude is real,
Wow.
dude. Come on.
Okay.
I want to try this out one more time. Test conditions, Ross. Watch the pocket, okay? Make sure nothing goes
I'm
in.
watching the
Oh my
pocket.
Right out of
God.
the pocket.
Do
You watch
not
the
take your
pocket.
eyes off the pocket.
Yeah, Mr. TSA right here. Use your
I
job.
got
Pocket
it.
patrol, okay, Ross?
I got an X-ray vision on. I am
Perfect,
Clark
yes.
Kent.
Megan, you watch the
Yeah.
Jack of Spades. You watch the pocket, Ross. Megan,
got
watch
the
Jack of
pocket.
Spades. Here we go. Into the pack. Secret move.
I got the pocket.
And you saw it
The
went,
po-
right?
I know.
Yeah, no, it's not on the top. That's the 6. It's not on the middle, not on the bottom. One card flew out of the deck.
I've been watching the
Come
pocket the
on.
whole time. There's been no entry.
Do the honors. Reach out and
No.
for me. Pull it out. One
No.
card. Check
That
it
is
out.
not-
The Jack of...
3 of clubs. The plot thickens, ladies and gentlemen.
I turned it into the 3 of clubs. That's...
Wow.
No, wait, maybe like a second card got stuck. Reach back. Like a second card got stuck. Reach back in.
No, please.
Yeah. Is that it? No, that's
Get set.
And anything else in there? Yeah. Pull out like whatever you find. Yeah. Just put,
There's a lot in there.
Are you
How
serious?
Yes.
Wait,
There.
wait, hold up, Ross. If you've got the entire deck of cards,
No. Oh my God. Oh!
do the honors.
Jack
of Spades.
Ridiculous.
That's incredible. That's
I got these
absolutely
back.
amazing.
Thank you very much, Ross.
Can
Thank
I
you so
keep
much for
this?
coming on.
Yeah, that's for you.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Appreciate
So are
That
you
was
going to tell us
amazing.
how you did this? You're going to leave us in mystery?
Can y'all keep a secret?
No.
Then I guess not.
Well, a true magician never reveals his secrets, I suppose. Well, that's all the time we have for GME this morning. Thank you so much for waking up with us and have a wonderful rest of your week. I'm Ross Ketschke.
And I'm Maegan Cullinan. This is the best thing of my life. Remember to tune in next week at 9 a.m. for more GME.
That was so cool.
stuff.
Thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it.
That's rad.